Don't let them ride over you. Be firm and say, no, you can't have that. Finish and cry. Don't give in to your kids. No, you can't have that today. I'll think about it. You got to say, I'm the boss here. I am the boss. I wasn't loved personally by my parents. There were too many of us. My father ask him for something, or you make a noise and he looks at you and you want to die. My mother was still more lenient than my father. When you asked him certain things, whether I can have money or can I do this or can I go here, and he'll look at me and he says, no. To me, he was always old. He also walked with a stick. You couldn't make a noise because apparently in the war he suffered from shell shock, and any loud noise and he got kicked up in arms and we wanted to just disappear. And our father wouldn't allow any friends in the house. Nobody was allowed in the house because my mother couldn't speak Afrikaans. If you want your friends, go outside and be outside with them until they go. That was his attitude. And I didn't like it. It wasn't my fault that she couldn't stand that he'd married a British girl. She's my mother. Anyway, that's where I get my English from, because she was British. And she had a big problem adapting from England to South Africa in the olden days when there was nothing. We didn't have electricity. We didn't have running water. That's a big thing. We had a well, and we had to go to the well with a bucket and throw it in the well and stand across the... We had a big thing across the well, and we had to stand on that and drop the thing down there, pull it up and carry the water home. My father was so tight-fisted. He didn't give us anything. He gave us a penny, one little penny. It was actually a big coin. Yeah, gave us that once a month. I was the youngest and I always had to do. They always told me, go and do this. No, it's your turn, not mine. It's you. You got to do it. I was always the scapegoat. If something went wrong, they'd no, Ma, it was me. They called me Bay because I was the youngest baby. When apartheid stopped and we all mixed together then, I'm sure if my father lived in those days, he would have done something, because he hated the blacks. And I said, what? I said, we need them. They need us. Anyway, that was his idea. And we whenever we had a girl to come and help my mother in the house, he said, I'm sorry, I'm going out. He was like that. For some reason, he hated colored people. They were more colored than black. And anyway, that was his opinion, and we didn't like it. Because we had some friends, at school. We had white schools and black schools, colored schools. After school, I got a job, and By that time, my father had passed on. So it was my mother and me. And I have sisters also, but they were all older than me. I was the youngest of the family. I had my own car and I saved. I was a very big saver. Any money I got, I used to go straight to the post office, and I had a post office book. I didn't have accounts or anything. I was scared that maybe one day I can't afford it. And so I went without. Lots of things I went without. Just because I thought, no, that's ridiculous. You've never had it before. Why must you have it now? I was married a long time with them. 20 odd years. Yeah, well, you know, I had the occasional problem, but otherwise I was happy. It's just that he got this cancer. And then he just, he was in hospital for a while, and they notified me to come and that he wasn't getting well. So I went down to the hospital, and from there, from his bed, I could see the docks and everything at Durban. And I said to him, look, there's some ships, because he loved ships. And he looked and he said, I can't see any ships. And then I thought, oh no, maybe his sight's gone. He was a very good guy. And he gave me 2 children. I think the kids were only about under 10 when he died. And the children knew I had to be careful, and they got to be careful, and they had to not get pocket money anymore, because there was nobody to give him pocket money. I said, no, we got to manage by ourselves. And I went to America once. Hey, that's a long way, long way. My son met me there, and his future wife at that stage, his girlfriend, and her mother. And she came to me, and she looked at me, and she looked at me. And I said, what's the matter? Why are you looking at me like that? She said, you're African and you're white. I said, yes, I live in South Africa, and I happen to be white because my parents were white. But she found it most difficult to understand why I was white and I come from Africa. She had this fixation that anything that comes from Africa is black. Young people today, they didn't have the worries that we had. They work, they get money, and the money goes in their pocket. If we got any money, it went into my father's pocket, into the bank or post office then. So today's people are free. Free! My grandchildren, I've only got the triplets. They're now 19, 20 years old now. And they know I give them a certain amount of money at their birthdays. And they know that they've got to use that. And they mustn't come back and ask, Granny, can you give us this? Can you give us that? No, they've got to make do. They get more than I ever got from our father. Don't let them ride over you. Be firm and say, no, you can't have that. Finish and cry. Don't give in to your kids. Say, no, you can't have that today. I'll think about it. You got to say, I'm the boss here. I am the boss. Finish and cry. I can't drive anymore. I've sold my car because I can't drive. When I turned 90, That's 2 years ago, 1 year ago, whatever. And I'm not that old. I can still walk. I'm not one of those doddering people that need, what's the name, a wheelchair or something, or a push cart. I can still manage on my own. I accept that I'm getting old, and I accept that people want to do things for me, and I've got to say, thank them. I've got, I mustn't just say, no, it's okay, leave it. I'll just say, please, yes, all right. If I want something, I must ask for it. Now, generally, I say, I had a good life.